Morning everybody, and welcome back to the channel, to my little series of my top 5 woodland walks to the east of Leeds. It's the last but one day of March, the day the clocks go forward. And I've just set off from Febenning's Nature Reserve car park. The significance of it being the day the clocks go forward is it was light this morning at 5:15. And tomorrow it's going to be not light till about 6:30 again. I'm not sure what's going on over there. Some kind of building work. Anyhow, I'm here today to visit number 4 on my list of woods. Which is just outside the village of Fairburn. This is actually called Newfield Lane, I think, and it goes all the way up to the village of Ledsham. No idea what's happening here though. If you've any idea, let me know in the comments. So the wood that we've come to visit today is just to the left of this lane on a steep banking going down to a stream. And it's called Newfield Plantation. I'll follow the track up to the end of the wood and then come back down through the woods. It is quite a short, steep drag setting off from the car park. This does form part of a nice circular walk that I did part of the other day when we visited number 5 on the list, Wormstall Wood, which is over there just beyond the ridge line. Comes along from Ledsham and then down into Fairburn village, which is just beyond there, and then along the other side of the lake, which is in the reserve, what's left of Ferrybridge power station there in the distance. The cooling towers have now all gone, and then it comes down through the reserve back along here and back to Ledsham. I think I've worked out what this must be, unless they're building a new 6-lane road through this farmland. Looks like it might be some sort of pipeline. As I say, if you do know, let me know in the comments. So is there a criteria for what makes my top 5 woods in East Leeds? Not particularly. Ease of access, either somewhere to park nearby or a short walk to get to them. Not overused, but that's probably not going to be the case for all of them. But most of them are sort of fairly quiet, out of the way woodlands, and places I like to spend time. If you've got any ideas yourself, squirrel. If you've got any ideas yourself on what constitutes a brilliant woodland in East Leeds, or just outside East Leeds, let me know in the comments. The blackthorn is looking incredible this year. I didn't mention the weather. We had a bit of frost this morning, 30th of March, and we had a frost. It's probably one of the first ones we've had all year. It really is quite glorious this morning. I didn't mention the weather. It's very still, as you can probably tell, about 5 degrees, although we did have a touch of frost this morning. Sounds like a buzzard or something in the distance. Keep hearing a woodpecker. So this lane, Newfield Lane, it continues now into Ledsham. As I said, you can go full circle. It's about 10 minutes to Ledsham, but we're going to head left now into the woods, back to the start. It's probably about half an hour's walk, and you can park by the side of the road. It does get busy. Squirrel. Or you could park at the RSPB and make a day of it. Come and have a walk through the woods and have a little walk around the nature reserve. It's still early and the trees are still pretty bare, but when you get low down you can see that life is taking off, shall we say. I think this is what's wrong for me personally in the winter. It's not getting out early. I've tried going to the woods when it's been very early on the morning when it's still been dark, but it's quite an adventure. But these kind of walks, when you can set off at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and come to places like this, it's good for the soul. But I have got my head round. I have got my head round walking in the winter now, because what I used to do was just mope around till 10 o'clock and then go for a walk, or not, depending on how I felt. But just recently I've started going out very early. I'm walking around the streets and headphones on, head down, 50 minutes, brisk walk, and it seems to set me up for the day. However, this week, as it was getting late for 5:15, I thought, right, that's it, that can go. To room 101. I'm going to start getting up and going to the woods. But then, as I say, I remembered the clocks go back tonight, so tomorrow it'll be dark again till 6:30, 7:20. But it won't be long. Another 3 or 4 weeks. Some fine old trees here. Not sure if the beach. No. Not the beach. Not sure. Lots of graffiti. I've got a feeling that path will take us back up to the Newfield Lane. I've never noticed that pylon before. In the middle of the woods. We were just talking about it the other day. There's some woods I go to with some friends and go for a couple of weeks, and I've been dozens and dozens and dozens of times, but you still keep seeing things you've not seen before. Saw a sign hidden by a hedgerow the other day, and there we go, an entire electricity pylon hidden by the trees. I'm not sure, but because I know nothing about the subject, isn't that a little bit dangerous? Having an electricity pylon in the middle of a forest. Surrounded by trees. It's interesting coming this early actually, because I normally seem to be walking down here on a winter's afternoon when the sun would be setting directly in front of me, but as you can see today it's way over to my left. That's pretty. We'll go up for a bit. There's a few paths in here as well, so there's enough to warrant a good 2 or 3 hours exploring, or at least a couple of visits. Fields are well flooded at this bottom end. think this, I keep talking about it, but I think this is part of that ridge of magnesian limestone that runs through the north of England. The one that Ledsham Bank Nature Reserve is built on, and a few other reserves, but quite a bit of nice woodland. I think we'll head back down. They usually say see you at the top. But the path's very sticky and slippy, so see you at the bottom. Saturday mornings are fabulous for going out walking. In my experience, not always the busy day that you expect them to be. Sure enough after lunch, but if you get out early on a Saturday, people are having a lie in or going off to the shops. It's a lovely time to be out. There we go. Woodland enemies. Not many. Actually there are. They're all down by the water. So why has this made it in the top 5? Maybe because it's generally quiet and it's a place I visit often. And it's got woodland enemies. That does seem to be here mixed with these celandines. There's a lot of them down here. I suppose you could do a top 5 at any time of the year, and there's a lot we won't see over the next few days. We won't see swathes of bluebells, but it was the wooden enemies that brought me out, so there you go, look at that. There for 2 weeks. If you haven't been out already, I suggest you do. And take a look at these beautiful little flowers. Kind of forget what the woods are like in June and July at this time of year. I mean, they seem to have been bare for so long now. There you go, folks, I'm almost back at my start now, back by the road. Thanks for watching. This was number 4 in my top 5 woodlands. Number 3 coming shortly. If you haven't liked it, give it a big thumbs up. Do consider subscribing to the channel. But for now, on this stunning late March morning, I will say cheerio.